Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Futures are a tad red right now. We'll see. Economic calendar. Yo, win Lambo. Edward Morgan, what up, T? Good week ahead. Well, it looks like last week we seen a bear market rally, and those can be very violent, and that's kind of what we seen last week. Um, but they can vary from a couple days to a couple of weeks, so it could go either way. We do have the Fed that speaks about 3 times this week. Fed Powell, he speaks on Monday, right here at, I believe that's 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Fed chair, and then Fed Bostic is at 8 a.m. So we'll see that. Or this might be military time. I'm not really sure how to change this, though. Hold on, let me see. Mm. 11 a.m. It looks like Powell speaks. What's up, Stephen Hall? Hector Rodriguez, Cheese Chaser. Let's go, baby. Yeah, so Powell's going to be the main focus, but you have a lot of other Fed speakers that are speaking as well. And that's on Monday. On Tuesday, nothing too crazy. Not a lot of economic data that comes out that will really affect the markets, but FOMC member Williams speaks. Tuesday, ECB Lane speaks. That one can be pretty important for the markets. They react to that sometimes. But Mester speaks as well on Tuesday. Wednesday, a lot of Great Britain data that comes out. And then there's Fed Chair Powell again. Couple smaller data points. New home sales. Initial jobless claims on Thursday. I believe Powell speaks again on Friday. So it's gonna come down to that, really. What Powell says, what the Fed speakers say, and what the news is for Russia and Ukraine. I mean, that's gonna be the big headline driver, I think. At the same time, a lot of fear has already been priced in because of that. We've been in this for almost a month now. So, but you did have, which is kind of crazy. Russia's like demanding that Ukraine surrenders Mariupol, and Ukraine had just recently came out not long ago and said that they're not going to do that. So we'll see what they mean by that. Yeah, Russian MOD give Ukraine until early hours of tomorrow, March 21st, to give a response on surrendering the city of Mariupol. Looks like they have not surrendered, have said that they will not. So we'll see. We'll see. this market's going to be headline driven, but futures are down. Nasdaq, yeah, almost a 0.5%, approaching those levels. The Big Johnson in the house, baby. There we go. Tell me some good news. Well, if we don't get bad news, the markets will rally. And AMC, you've seen that push in after hours, which is something that I did want to make clear and highlight over the weekend, that a lot of the assigning of contracts, a lot of the exercising of contracts happens in after hours. If you guys have ever been exercised on a contract, then you would know that it happens in after hours. So you've seen a lot of that happening, and that did give us that little boost. Some weird volume we've seen too. Even the last 1 minute candle of after hours was 8,300 for volume, which almost never happens, and that pushed us above 16, so that should give us a greater cushion for a potential move back down to 15. Yeah, Ukraine president said they are not giving up no land. Yeah, I respect it. I mean, what do you do in that scenario? Any AMC news? Although they're killing us but not giving up till they pay. Nothing that I have seen. Specific AMC news. Let's just be basic with it. No, everybody's still. Gold miners. Everybody wants to make joke about AMC buying the gold miner, but it's like, dude, come on. It was a good deal. like they own $45 billion of precious metals in the ground. The company sells at $90 million market cap. The numbers make sense. Win nanny. Man, I'm waiting on AMC. Win nanny. Yeah, I wanted like 10 kids, but I'm like, I would definitely need a nanny at that point. For sure. I just seen a tweet that Jerome Powell is going to say free Bud Light for Americans on March 22nd, 2022. Calls on who owns Bud Light. Is that Tap? Tap? I think Tap owns Bud Light. Calls, baby. Morrison Coors? No. They don't own Bud Light, do they? It's probably Consulate Brands that owns Bud Light. That would be cool, though. I'd be like, let's go, Powell. I'd be screaming. I'd be like, what? He just said that? Where in the gold Yahoo? They holding AMC. You probably really don't care if we've held this long. We can hold longer. Yeah, and I mean, if you want to, start making money on other things too, I think that's a very smart idea. I mean, we've been hitting a lot of trades. Even last week, the JP Morgan calls, Snapchat calls, SoFi calls. There was a lot of other things that, when I make these videos, like that's how I position my portfolio. When I think there's going to be a bullish reaction because of the Fed, I mean, I put my money where my mouth is. I'm either right or I'm wrong. But last week, I was right a lot. I'm not saying I'll never be wrong, but, to learn different ways to make money while you're waiting on AMC, not a bad idea, And he's wicked smart, yeah. His way to deep dive into gold says it was a terrible investment. Well, I'm not sure who exactly he is. It's 27 million. They have $45 billion worth of metals in the ground. So, I mean, you could pick apart the nuances there, but if you wanted to sell out the actual property, how much do you think they would get? That's what I want to ask anybody. $45 billion of metals in the ground to sell the property. How much would you get? 2-3 billion at least, I would imagine. And the market cap's only 90 million for that. Even a $1 billion buyout would mean the stock price would 10x. AMC would make, $200 million. And that's a 45x return for any company that bought them out. So, I mean, it's really hard to find a negative out of that, to be honest. Well, the only negative I would put on it is that they could have bought it a lot cheaper before it started to get more attention from the retail community. The stock, HYMC, went up. It was at like 30 cents. I mean, they could have pretty much bought almost the whole company for what they spent. The stock price was at 28 cents. They bought it at like $1.20, I believe, $1.25. It went up more, and now it's just kind of around where they initially paid for it. But, if they would have bought it down here, they could have got a huge stake in them. Chris Winland should be awarded for being first and loyal. Yeah, he should be. He should be. He's getting close to that. He's always here. He's always here. How high Mullen will be? I mean, hopefully we wake up and it's up like 100%. That would be solid. I have not seen any specific news on Mullen, though. So there's not really any news over the weekend. Not a huge reason for it to go crazy, but you never know. With all the options that did expire, we were above $2.50. So there was a lot of options that got exercised and assigned at $2.50. So that should give us more stability now. It is possible we come down, but you should see more stability. And, I don't think we're going back down in Mullen's case to where we used to trade at, like 50 cents. You're going to have to see a full-on just mass panic liquidation to get down to that. But we haven't even really, we've moved a lot, but to even say this is like a short squeeze or anything, I mean, I personally don't buy that. But, could we see a red candle? Could we flirt in this, $2.30 to $3 range and then make the next move up to, $5.50? Definitely possible. And you do see the 50-day moving average as well is right down here at, what's it at, 228? So I think if you do see any downside, it's going to be down to that level. And then, you'll likely consolidate base out and then make that next move up, I would think. I'm loyal to old Milwaukee. It's time we ask the real question. What silly hat you wear next? I don't know. My birthday's coming up, so I want to get like a birthday hat, but that would only be like a day. Yo, what up, TCI? Dan the Man, what's going on? Sophia, what is up? Goldmine has already bankrupt 2 companies. Yeah, I've heard they bankrupt. They were bankrupt twice before. But if I was the management of AMC, or if I had a big stake in the company, I would probably push for them to just sell the land. Just sell the land, make $1 billion, whatever the number is, and get out of it probably. Because obviously there's something else going on that is not good. If you've went bankrupt twice, just sell the land. You have $45 billion of metals in the ground. Just sell it for $1 billion or $2 billion or $3 billion, whatever the number is. I've seen people invest $5 million on a gold mine and they profit on that investment double, if not more. I think people are missing that this will lead growth in the company. Yeah, it's diversity among a lot too. If they didn't have $45 billion of metals in the ground, if they only had $20 billion, it still wouldn't be bad. But they have so much buffer there. There's so much in the ground, at least from their estimates, that should be good. but it's diversification with a small amount of money. Like some of these people would have, some of these analysts on CNBC or other places, they would have praised AMC spending $200-300 million for another business. Like this is not risky at all. It doesn't change the situation for AMC. Like people want to say AMC should have paid off debt, paid off $27 million of debt. If they pay off $27 million of debt at a 10% interest rate, what's that? $2.7 million you'll save per year. If the company were to get bought out at a $500 or $600 million market cap, AMC would make 80 to 150 million off of that, right? So, 2.7 million divided, or 100 million, 80 million divided by 2.7 million, that's like 30 years. So the risk to reward makes a whole lot of sense doing this with a small amount of money. You don't want to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on something that is equally as speculative, right? That's the way that I look at it, but, like, what's the worst case scenario? Like, when I put $350 into Mullen, what's the worst case scenario? I lose $350. Best case scenario, I make 20 G's if the market cap of Mullen goes to $1 billion. Ever. It never expires, the shares. So they either go to zero or it makes you a lot of money. Same thing for AMC. They either lose 27 million or they make 5 to 10x 27 million. Not bad. I want to see/hear some price predictions for the next week from the group, baby. Oh, yeah. Let's get some price predictions in here. What do you guys think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen with Powell? I mean, it's some weird event that Powell is doing, so I think it's going to have an impact on the markets. I don't know exactly what they're going to say, though. Like, we just had the Fed meeting, which a lot of that is choreographed, right? So Fed Powell this week might give out more of his opinions on the situation and what he kind of expects. And that could definitely move the markets. But the biggest thing, I think, this week especially, watch out for this. If Powell becomes less certain about the economy, or like he did during the Fed meeting last week, he said there's like almost no chance to see a recession here. Like, that's what the market's really latched onto. The market's expected 7 rate hikes in the next year. That's what we got, 7 rate hikes. That's what the Fed is projecting. Well, we were starting to price in a recession, and Fed Powell said, yeah, pretty much no way that's going to happen this year. So that's why the markets really started to bounce. But what? Is that the headline I'm just seeing right now? Get out of here. Ukraine's military intelligence claims Russia's elites are plotting to overthrow Putin to restore economic ties with Western countries. Alistair Borkiv, head of FSB security agency, is allegedly being considered as Putin's successor? Come on. Bro, if that happens, wow. Because I'll tell you right now, them motherfuckers like their Big Macs, their chicken nuggets, their McDonald's french fries, they like Starbucks, they like Burger King and Taco Bell, and man, get that motherfucker out of here. That's going to be a big bullish thing for the markets if that happens. And the markets look like they might be reacting to it just a little bit. We were down almost 0.5%. Now the Nasdaq's only down 0.34%. So, we'll see about that. That's the first headline we've seen in a while. I think that's the only headline we've seen about that. Alistair Bork convict. Dude, because people, like, they just got stripped of everything. Oh, it's from this article. What is this? Group of Russian elites plan to assassinate Putin by poison, claims Ukraine intelligence. Well, don't fucking let him know now. Putin already has somebody that tests all his food for him. Like, there's somebody that is in Putin's inner circle that is paid to test his food for him, test his food and drinks for him. Like, eats after him, well, before him, to make sure he's not being poisoned. Says, yeah, Kyiv, March 20th, that is right now. A group of influential people who oppose President Vladimir Putin, who plan to assassinate him, is forming among the Russian business and political elite, according to the chief director of intelligence for the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine. The goal of this group is to remove Putin by power as soon as possible and restore economic ties with the West, destroyed by the war in Ukraine. As, quote, a part of Russia's political elite sees Federal Security Service Director. I want to look him up in just one second. As Putin's successor, it is Borkovich who already recently fallen out of favor with the Russian dictator. The official reason for FSS leader downfall is fatal miscalculations in the war against Ukraine. Ukraine intelligence has said. It is known that Borkovich, some other influential members of the Russian elite, are considering various options for removing Putin from power. In particular, poisoning, sudden illness, or accident is not excluded, the intelligence said. Wow. Okay, well, wow. I'm almost speechless because that would be crazy. I mean, that's what Ukraine is saying. So it's not like an opinion article. Like that's what Ukraine Ministry of Defense said. So who knows? I mean, Putin's like, thanks for the heads up here. But if that happens, big bullish catalyst for the markets. It might actually, if it were to happen, say on Wednesday, which I would be highly skeptical that it would actually happen. Number one, I don't think it's a good probability. At the same time, I mean, these, what do you do? But if it does happen, you might see uncertainty in the markets for a little while, but I think that would be taken as a big bullish catalyst. And they're talking about this guy, director of the Federal Security Service. A Russian intelligence officer who served as the director of the Federal Security Service until May 12, 2008. He's among the most powerful members of the Sovietsky and considered part of President Vladimir Putin's inner circle. Huh. Yeah, he's clapped right now, if that's the case. Young Biden. That was a pleasant surprise. After Putin taste tester, but hey, you know what they signed up for? Yeah. I mean, he's been there's been like 40 something assassination attempts on Putin. He's like it's like a mixed bag. Like Putin is kind of like, and I don't like to make this comparison, but he's kind of like Trump in America. Like not in the sense of what he's doing, but there's like a good group of people, more people than not like Putin, more people than not like Trump, but there is people that just hate him, hate Trump and hate Putin. But a vast majority of Russians actually like Putin before this anyways. Now, I mean, maybe not. Maybe they got a lot of angry kids and don't get, cheeseburgers no more, so that'll be interesting. But oil is up almost 3%. Young Biden. Putin burger tastes like Putin. Oh man. Drop Putin on 8 Mile and see if he can make 1 mil. Yeah, on 8 Mile. Oh my god. Like 1 mile. Yeah, I don't think so. I wouldn't, I wouldn't be as keen to, walk down 8 Mile. What, are you from Michigan, Paul Gaines? Is that just like an M&M, like 8 Mile? Jim Crow Joe Biden. Young Biden. Yeah, do you guys see this though? The margin debt? What do you guys think about the margin debt? In January, 829 billion. In February, 835 billion. That's wild. Gas was cheap with Trump. Just saying. Yeah, that's true. I got gas for 99 cents a gallon. 99 cents a gallon in COVID. Crazy. Did Alpena and Lansing? Yeah, I used to live in Flint, Michigan, and I was like everybody knows Flint, Michigan from Leadwater, but you know it's like Detroit. It's not somewhere you want to walk down the street. I don't live there no more. You know, there's no opportunities. It's toxic. Took me forever to find your channel tonight. I don't know. YouTube half the time doesn't even send out notifications on videos. Like I'll look at the analytics and there's no notification sent out. But yeah, this margin situation is still pretty bad. I mean, you see how much stocks went down in February, and margin is still increased. That's crazy. We did see a wild rally though last week. It's a bear market rally. A bear market rally refers to a temporary uptrend in prices during a primary trend bear market. The increase is usually between 10 and 20%, and it starts suddenly and does not last long. How long do bear market rallies last? Many bear market rallies last a day or two. However, some rallies can last weeks or months before there is a continuation of the declining trends. I cannot talk today. I slept so long last night. It was terrible. Investors now expect a bear market in 2022, but don't rule out the bull. BOFA. 4 days ago. These may also be called a dead cat bounce or a sucker rally. Key takeaways. Bear market rallies are periods during a bear market when assets quickly appreciate in value in the short term over days and weeks before heading back down to new lows. Bear market rallies are not a sign that the bear market is over or that the asset prices have stabilized. Though long-term investors should not try to trade bear market rallies or buy stocks when they are gaining in value. Traders should be able to make money selling assets as they increase in value and buying them as they continue their downward march. And I think right now is a good time for a what's it called? Like covered calls when you get these sharp upswings. Born and raised in Vegas, though. Yeah, I think Vegas is pretty cool. Never been out there, but I've heard a lot of good things. It's like 50-50. Some is really good, some is bad. Kind of like everywhere, but what do you think of HYMC for Monday? I mean, I really don't have plans of trading it, but you know, it's at a comfortable level. You know, it's went up a lot, 28 cents to $2.72, a 10x, and then it's kind of come down to this plateau. So if you were gonna make a trade, it doesn't look like a terrible idea. 50-day moving average did cross above the 100-day moving average. It looks like a lot of resistance around the 200-day moving average though. Is that the 200-day or the 500-day? Tripping? Yeah, that's the 200 day. Okay. It says 500 day, but it's the 200 day. So a lot of resistance around that. That's a $1.48. So just watch that. If you want to be more sure than not, just see if it breaks out above the 200 day and looks good. But I don't have any definitive idea of what it'll do though. Too much weed, Tyler. No, I actually don't smoke. Used to, not no more. What's your thought on BBIG? I seen Trey had talked about it in a video. I haven't watched a Trey video in a while, but I actually did watch that one. And you know, when people with followings like what Trey has, 300,000 subscribers, you know, I like the idea of just putting in a smaller amount into it, just because you can get a lot of attention with a lot of these smaller stocks. You know, people, for whatever reason, if a stock is cheap, they tend to want to buy it relative to something that is not as cheap. Like that's why splits are so good for share prices in the past 2 years. You know, if Amazon's 3,000, people are less likely to buy it, rather than it's like 200 after the split. When nothing has changed, like it's the same thing as buying the stock at 3,000. So I do think it could be good though. I do think it could be good, but I don't know how long it would last. I think that's the tough part. Like, you could catch one of these moves, but you know, it's how long is it gonna last? And that level you need to watch is the 50-day moving average. That's at 293. So if you can get above that and start to see that curl up and start to cross the 100-day, you should see a decent move there. Trey was talking about the wedge. You know, I guess I don't see it in the same way that he does, but, you know, could be good. Could be good. I'm not going to argue with it. Tommy Hansen, what up, my guy? I love what you do. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're here. So what's up? Thoughts on Snap this week? We traded it last week in the trading community. We had contracts for $30 that went to 300. So I mean, I took the profits on those, but it could still be good. You just really need to see. This is a bear market rally. So how long is that gonna last? Don't get faked out. Like, what has actually changed in the past week? The only real thing that has changed is the Fed said, hey, we're really not looking at a possibility of a recession here. That's it. They revised their growth expectations for GDP from 4% for 2022 down to 2.8%. Very bad. 7 rate hikes, that's what the markets were expecting. Still very bad. Inflation, you know, the worst is yet to come. So very bad. That's the only thing that really changed. Once you start to see the major uncertainties taken away, and right now that's going to be Russia and Ukraine, then, you know, could be good. Like, if Putin really does get clapped, if they really do assassinate him and put in this other guy, that would be a buy the dip moment, because the markets, they can handle bad news. But uncertainty, not so much. So if you see this uncertainty, you know, that goes away, the Russia-Ukraine war, that's when you could really see a noticeable change. Like, the Fed's saying that we're not looking at a recession here, or it's a very low probability. I mean, take the Fed's word for what it is. They should have raised rates a year ago. I don't believe that shit. I don't care what they say. I mean, I feel like I look at the data more than they do. I'm in the real economy more than they are. So, you know, markets, they do they do like to follow what the Fed says, though. But I would be very careful here. Be very nimble. Trade things a small amount into a large amount, like with the Snapchat calls. Like, if you would have bought the weeklies, even on Snapchat, which I don't really like to do, in general, because I mean, the next day you're going to be down 30, 40, 50% if you're wrong. So I don't like to do that, or more. But those were like $30 into 600. Like, you could do small amounts and take that to a large amount. But again, like with AMC buying a gold miner for $27 million, that's like trying to take a small amount into a large amount. It's not trying to take a large amount into a larger amount, because when you get clapped on a large amount, it hurts. China/Taiwan coming up next. Putin isn't going anywhere. I mean, I don't think China is as stupid as Russia. I mean, Russia really made a bad decision here. A really, really bad decision on the global stage. Like, Russia already has a tiny economy. Like Russia could never compete to NATO or another large country. Why is that? Why is that, you might ask? Well, what wins wars? People, bullets, bombs, planes, ships. They don't have the manufacturing capabilities to even come close to NATO or China or something else. So, China's seeing this. They're like, wow, Russia is really floundering this operation. Why are we going to be on their side? And China doesn't like our policies, but they don't like the weakness that Russia is showing. Russia is, after this is written, Russia will not be a superpower. There's already talks of them not even in that realm anymore of being a superpower. Yes, they have nukes, but regardless of that, their military is pretty weak when it comes down to it. So is China going to take that side? Probably not. China has their own shit that they want to do, like take Taiwan, yes, but I don't think China wants to give away its spot at becoming the world's top power just yet. I think you're probably 5 years down the line on that. Because China wants to be bigger than America. They would never be bigger than America, or at least not for a very long time, if they invaded Taiwan like next month. Like, you'd get hit with sanctions, your economy would go into the toilet. You couldn't, you couldn't compete on a world stage with America at that point. And that's China's goal. They're in it for the long game, not the short game. Russia already has a tiny economy. Now they're proven to have a very weak military. Like, what is China? Russia does not win at all in this scenario. It's kind of embarrassing. Like, if you're Russia, that's kind of fucking embarrassing what's going on right now. But tell Brandy Brandy, get him a beer. Get David a beer. He needs a beer. Can you bet on Putin getting offed in Vegas? Ooh. Can I buy calls? No, that's funny. No, the probability of that is probably very low, but it you never really see something like that happen. Modern day, what's the last big country's leader that was really killed? I mean, America, right? John F. Kennedy and all that, but it doesn't happen all too often. But that would really alleviate a lot of the uncertainties in the markets. But you would probably see the markets sell off initially on the headline. But sooner rather than later, assassination team. Kind of funny. Thoughts on Mullen? I like it. I do like it. Let's see. Let's stock twits it up. Dude, I had Mullen on stock twits pulled up for like 2 hours on Friday, and there was 10,000 posts. 10,000 posts in like 2 hours. I'm like, wow. Like, you just pull this up. Like, I like to just scroll down a little bit and see how many posts come up in the time frame. Lots. Where's my money, Bears? Short at $2, you're fucked, mate. Yeah, I mean, could be good. Mullen needs to come out with some good news right now. That would be where you really start to see things get crazy. But like I said earlier, a lot of the Mullen calls that were at that 250 strike expired in the money. So those people that held those $2.50 calls either assigned those contracts or they sold them to somebody else that did. So people got assigned to buy or sell the stock at 250. So that should provide more stability, and that'll probably help to fuel any rally that we see this week, in my opinion. Has nothing to do with that bad decision. Both are taking out the deep state in Ukraine and Taiwan. It's not about what you're seeing on them. No, I get that. I mean, media has a way of portraying things a certain way, but this is only my, observations from seeing what people in Ukraine have been posting about. China, they want Taiwan. After all, Taiwan's legal name is the Republic of China, so it's like not even Taiwan. That's their legal name. Of course they want it, but after seeing how the world responded after Ukraine, China would get derailed from becoming the top power for probably 5 to 10 more years. So you're looking at 15 to 20 years before China would become the top power if they invaded Taiwan, say, tomorrow. Without that, China's going to be the top dog in the next 5 years. So, that's the way that I look at it. Do you realize that the U.S. has numerous biolabs that are being taken out? It's not what you think. I've not seen any proof about that. I'm not in the Telegram channels. Like, I don't mess with any of that. So I don't know. If you can show me proof of some of this, then we can talk about it. But, I don't see any proof about it. Look what happened to Tupac in Vegas. Yeah, that was bad. And Suge just went to prison for something else in like 2018 too. And I looked up Suge Knight's net worth not too long ago. It must have been like 2 weeks ago, and it was like $100,000 or something, $200,000. I'm like, how? Think about Neo earnings March 24th, 2022. Well, you've seen those headlines last week, and that's why China stocks ripped. You could make the case that Neo is a good fundamental business. I love Neo's fundamental business. Battery swapping, that's going to be huge in China. No matter how long it takes, that will be big in China. Considering most people live in apartments that you can't pull your car in and charge it. So it's very good, and I like the look of the vehicles and all that, but as far as earnings, I don't have any specific thoughts, honestly. The good headlines from last week might help with the with a possible rally there, but it all comes down to the uncertainties in China. We didn't take Taiwan for nothing. Tyler, did you hear trading in Evergrande shares halted? They tweeted that? I didn't. Maybe it was earlier. Oh, trading in shares of China Evergrande units halted. Trading in shares of China Evergrande units halted. Yeah, that's. We're suspended from trading on Monday. A filing from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange showed. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, I said this months ago that things like this take a while to pan out. If China Evergrande and the property developers and the whole real estate segment is going to go under, it's going to take a while, honestly. But yeah, good call on that. I didn't see that right now. But they could always be halted for good news too. Less likely, I think, but oh man, they make it hard. I would have to actually get into the filings to see, but it could be due to a bond payment. But there is no news about it or anything. Oh, there is this. China Evergrande meets onshore bondholders over delayed coupon payment. It's not gonna let me read this one either, huh? Fuckers. What? Okay. Really wants me to watch that ad. Yeah, probably something to do with a bond payment, though. Mm-mm-mm. Can't wait for Monday. It's killing me. Yeah, yeah, me too. It's always like that. I got like a part of me likes the weekend because I'm like can give my brain a break, but I love trading and investing, so it's like usually I can't wait for Monday. Do you think Mullen will rip tomorrow at some time? Probably. We are due for a slight like consolidation day. Doesn't mean we have to go down too much, but a flat day wouldn't surprise me. 100% move to the upside wouldn't surprise me either. Considering all the options that around 250 and the $3.5 trillion quad witching, that money's gonna get positioned to the upside or the downside. Update on Mullen's current price, $3.04 in Germany. You know that, man. It means Monday, run, Forrest, run. Oh, for real, huh? It's hard out here for a pimp. Oh, man, it is. It is. To invade Taiwan to gain monopoly on manufacturing T-shirt labels. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. That's along the lines of what I was thinking, for sure. Evergrande, yeah, onshore bondholders agreeing to delayed coupon payments. Yeah, that's wild. I mean, that's wild. Why ETC running so hard? I'm not actually sure. You guys do know the Ethereum and this is a good sign if crypto is really ripping right now. But the Ethereum 2.0 update comes in the June of so about 3 months. Let's go. China's screwed with a messed up real estate market. Russia is screwed in bonds and sanctions, and the U.S. economy about to tank. Sounds about right. Yeah, that's kind of the bottom line there. Yeah. And Europe, you can't forget Europe has a lot more exposure to China to Russia than we do. Like Europe's exposure to Russia is kind of like our exposure to China. But everything is interconnected. So it's like Europe has a lot of exposure to Russia. We have a lot of exposure to Europe. And then China, that situation's been brewing in the background for so long now. I mean, that's much worse than we actually know about. But yeah, that thing has been ripping, huh? ETC short squeeze. That would be solid. Yeah, that's a nice little rally right there. Bitcoin Gold has been moving. Yeah, 44% in the last 7 days. Jesus. ETC is wild. That's the biggest gainer from CoinMarketCap in the last 7 days. When has that ever happened? I don't know. Actually, let's see if a quick Google search can pull anything up. Usually when it comes to ETC, I gotta like go everywhere to try to find the news. Ethereum Classic soars on reaction to key patterns. Oh, come on. They always want to hit me with a subscription. Man, it's hard out here for a pimp, guys. It's hard. Hard out here. Another subscription. Almost 72.5% away from its May high. Okay, I just want to see like what's going on. I hate that. I'm not following them. Yeah, there's been like nothing on their Twitter. That's an interesting one. Not sure. Ape coin. That one's ridiculous. Thoughts on BBIG? I mean, so many people are talking about it that I think it could be good for a quick trade, but I don't know too much about the actual business, so I couldn't tell you like what your worst case scenario is. But I think a lot of people are gonna rush into it and buy it tomorrow, so I think it could be pretty good on that aspect. Crypto looks like in the past 24 hours though, besides ETC, it's been down a couple percentage points. Where is ETC on here? There we are, number 29. That thing's wild. Nasdaq futures down 0.27%. S&P down a quarter. Yeah, there was not too much news over this weekend though. There was like a lack of news this weekend, which is interesting. What do you guys think for the week? Do you think we're gonna continue this rally, or if you got the money, Shot might be the one to invest in? No, I said might be. I said might be, not financial advice. Yeah, BBIG. Let's see. I wanna Oh, okay. Okay. I don't want to do that. Go Ventures Inc. Is this like a crypto something? I want to see if BBIG's mentioned here. Came up with it. Everything's lagging. Hell no. Oracle. I got some trades on Oracle, man. Come on. That was just put out this morning. So let's see. Oracle. Oracle. Vintco Ventures Inc. executes agreement to complete a plan of merger with Zash. See, this is why I like Robinhood, right? You just type in BBIG. Well, I don't like Robinhood, but I like this. You just type it in. See what do I need to know about the company? Here you go. About Vinco Ventures Inc. is a consumer products and digital marketing company. Its brands include the 911 Help Now, Global Clean Solutions, HMNRTH. That's a weird name. Four Keeps Roses, Purple Mountain Clean, and Royalty Streams. The company operates through the following tools: Honey Badger Media and Pop Nation. Honey Badger Media is a full-service content and monetization company that focuses on brand-specific messaging by leveraging internal assets and long-term strategic partners, and designs digital campaigns from creation to monetization. Pop Nation's proprietary monetization process converts traffic to dollars and employs content arbitrage to capitalize on network traffic and leverage a powerful ad stack. Beyond my comprehension level, but it seems like they do a lot. They do have that low market cap. What about options though? Because I don't even want to own the stock. I would want to trade the options in that sense. Yeah, cheap options. So they added a 450 call. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, look at these. $29 350 call. That's not too bad. I almost like the ones that are far out too. The $7 doesn't look too bad. I'm in Germany right now on Mullen. Before it's growing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. There we go. Good night, brother. Thoughts on CEI? It's one of those where it's a lot of people have been talking about it, so it's kind of crowded, I feel like, in a way. People have been talking about it for a long time now. Gee, mid-April open interest. Yeah, April 14th. I'm sure it's ridiculous. Oh, 36,000 at the 4, 17,000, 25,000, 23,000. April 14th is just not that long away. I mean, you could do really good, but yeah, look at the I mean, geez, 65,000 for open interest at the $5 strike. I'll probably make a trade on it, but I might put like 300 bucks into it. But I might spread it out as well. I might do some on the April 14th, some on the May. But if it can move, I mean, then again, it might open up at like stupid prices. All those contracts might get juiced so quick. I don't know. I don't know. Could be good. 100% of the 513 million after that. Who knows? Billions on synthetics. Yeah. Beautiful gamma ramp plus FTD shorts covering. Yeah. So definitely go further out. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I mean, they're cheap as is, so even July is $34 for a $4 call. If this thing went back to $5 or $10, you'd make a lot of money. In the battle of 801, Vanguard bought large orders of 400k shares, so they got original shares too. Yeah, the way I look at like synthetics really is like, like people can buy as many shares as they want. Like you're never gonna see a stock that you cannot buy on the markets. The issue is when a lot of people go to sell and there's not enough like you can buy a stock and all the brokerages really have to do is let you cash out at that price. But when you got a lot of people trying to cash out, it can overwhelm the system a little bit. That's why you just push the stocks down so hard and so fast. April 14th, my birthday. My birthday's April 1st. We need our money, man. BBIG, we need our money. No, I seen Trey's video on it. A lot of people have talked about it in here, so I might go for it, but just be careful with it. Depending how it opens up, though, could get crazy. I mean, this thing kind of just started to ramp in after hours a little bit more. You must be fooling us. Yeah. Nah, I wish I was. People all my life are like, you've been a joke since you were born. Fuck you, motherfucker. Oh, it's good though. It's good though. Yeah, my mom. I don't know if my mom had it planned, but she actually had my birthday's April 1st, so like a secondary holiday. My brother's birthday was on leap year in 2000, February 29th. Only happens once every 4 years. And then my sister was born on Labor Day. So all secondary holidays. Guess we weren't good enough for the original ones. The secondaries are good. What are we talking about tonight? BBIG, Mullen, AMC, Putin getting clapped, apparently. Ukraine's military intelligence claims Russia's elites are plotting to overthrow Putin to restore economic ties with Western countries. Alistair Borkinkov. Dude, these names are over my head. Like, I'm an American from Michigan. I don't know how to say these names, but head of FSB security agency is allegedly being considered as Putin's successor. Who knows? That's kind of what we've been talking about. BBIG, if we retest the 230s, top of the falling wedge, up we go. Yeah, it could be good. That's really like more of a just solid momentum trade at this point. I mean, you got Trey talking about it. You got a couple people in here talking about it because of that. If, you know, this is the early stage. Like this is where this is where I like to take trades. Like with Mullen, before it got talked about too much, that was a good trade. BBIG, it's not really talked about too much right now. Trey made a video about it, but that's really it. You know, people were talking about it a lot more a couple weeks ago, but was that around this time? I believe that was like this time, January. Yeah, like when BBIG did this. I think people were just going crazy on it. You know, so now it's kind of the early stages, but you know, if BBIG opens up at like $4 tomorrow, then I won't touch it, you know. Smartest thing I heard out of a Russian in a while. That's true. 4/11's your birthday vlog? Oh man, let's go to Vegas. All of us. This is Aries Nation. We can all talk while we're blue in the face. We'll find out tomorrow morning. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. It's possible this thing opens. Like, if this opens less than $3, I'll make a trade on it. But if it opens up at like $3.50, $4.50, I'll be a little bit more hesitant on it. It definitely did do its thing, though. I watch you every day, my friend. Well, thank you. We are friends. We are pals. I hope Mullen goes crazy tomorrow too. That'd be nice. But futures, yeah, going back down a little bit, down 0.35%. We'll see. We'll see. Could be good. Oil up 3.35%. Not a good sign for the markets. They tend to do opposites. But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. It's gonna do it. Gotta shine early, wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. Yeah, Square's a good one. I think I'm up like 36% on Square just in the last couple weeks. I've been buying it. But thank you guys for tuning in, all of you guys. Paul, Vlog, MC Property, Azen, Ryda, all the mods. Appreciate you guys. Edward Morgan with the super chat earlier. Much appreciated. But yeah, let's get this money. And you guys